Good evening, everyone. T-Speaker 222 XRP Future Millionaire with the side bet on XLM and Future Digibyte. Oh, gee. So, guys, we've got some things we have got to look at. You always know it's important when I brought my price volume trend back on the screen because that's when it becomes more important. We've got Tether, guys. We're going to start out with this emergency alert on Tether. So, there's some breaking news. Tether is holding the trend line, and if you look at the 4-hour, guys, look at this unbelievable wick pullback all across there for the last 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32 hours. This is going to get ready to move to the top of the trend line because it's got no support to come down. There's not enough pressure to push it through. Every time it pulls up, and those wicks are real, guys, on that trend line. That's real. So I would expect sooner rather than later Tether to start reversing courses up and reverse this trend. It's been on an uptrend, but it's got to come back from the support side of this pattern. I mean, we can go back and I can show you exactly what I mean. We'll go into the daily. And every single time, guys, resistance, support, back up to almost resistance, consolidation, resistance, resistance, support, support. Consolidation on the support line, which means we're getting ready to probably pop back up unless we break the trend line, but it doesn't look like we're getting ready to break the trend line anytime soon here. We still got to play it out. So if that's the case, that means the total crypto market cap's lining up to take a dump. And if you ask me, we have the all-enticing double top that I talked about for the last couple days that has actually played out, and we are at the all-enticing double top at this moment in time, ladies and gentlemen. So it is time to be very careful. Very, very careful, because it's at the top of the symmetrical triangle, and I can prove to you that this has been playing out for a very long time. Support back on January of this year in the total crypto market cap. Resistance. So that's support 1, resistance 1 on May of this year. Then we came down, consolidated, broke down on the bearish continuation pattern. And on June 25th, we once again touched the bottom of the symmetrical triangle, confirming 2 points and a third point here when it hit support again on July 17th. Then it came up and hit resistance for a second time, confirmed the pattern in the symmetrical triangle on August 27th, which we already thought it was. And now it came up again on October 10th and reconfirmed the symmetrical triangle as resistance. Guys, we had a double tap on the bottom, double tap on the top of resistance. When this breaks down, you're coming back down, not just to the bottom of here at 2 trillion. You're coming down back to 1.37 trillion. And that's going to be devastating for the crypto markets. Absolutely devastating. We can say whatever we want. You guys can tell me I'm a fool. I really don't give two shits. Hit that dislike button if you hate me. I'm just putting the evidence in front of you that's there, ladies and gentlemen. We've got up here on Bitcoin at 64,000 on April 12th, we hit the high on the resistance. We come down, and this is where we consolidated. We came down and hit support for the first time on May 18th. But if you look at this, and this is all I've been trying to say, if I extend this out, this didn't just start where I put the trend line, guys. This is long-standing. You actually, if you want to break this down and be scared shitless and understand what the hell is going on, pay attention to this. This actually goes to January 25th of this year, support 1, all the way up to the first resistance on April 15th, back down to support 2 on May 18th. Then we hit support again on June 20th, support again on July 20th. Then we came back up, consolidated this whole time in an upward fashion, and came up to resistance for the first time again, which is the second time, as we've gone down twice to confirm the pattern on October 10th. So I'm not sure what anybody else is saying on YouTube or all the fancy things they're showing on YouTube, but when you put it into perspective and you actually break it down from a real technical standpoint, not just, oh, XRP is going to do this because of the chart. The hell with the XRP chart. When was the last time XRP's chart when was the last time XRP predicted the market? Never. When was that last time XRP ran on its own? Never. It doesn't run on its own. So then you have to take in the total crypto market cap into effect. And then you have to take in Bitcoin and also what Tether's doing, since XRP does not run on its own, and there's nothing wrong with that. It just doesn't run on its own at this point. It will, but just not yet. And there's nothing wrong with that, ladies and gentlemen. There is nothing wrong with that. But what there is something wrong with is not acknowledging all these touching points of resistance and support, which this somehow I moved it down now like a complete buffoon. Because it was supposed to be 58,000 or 57,800 because it came right up to it. Or 58, that's fine. But it didn't go over it yet. We need to make sure that we don't fuck that up. Which I did up here. Oh, that's in the weekly. Now I messed up my chart. And you guys know me, I am quite the perfectionist, so if my chart is messed up, I cannot do something else because it needs to be how I had it. Because the way I had it still gave it just a tiny bit of room to where it could still technically, even though it's, for all intents and purposes, it's fulfilled what we said, it still had that tiny bit of room. Like that 58.5, that's exactly how I had it. Okay, so that's, we have to make sure. So guys, when we go back in the daily, look at support 1, like I said, is way back here. Way back here. And now we've got our resistance again. It held up, support, resistance held up. And now support's holding up again. It's a disaster. We are in the making of a disaster, ladies and gentlemen. And I put that line there because that's where we came down, and that's the symmetrical triangle you could say we're in the shorter time frame. So it's all holding true, ladies and gentlemen, and that means the next major move down, we're going to have to come test this again. We really are. There's no signs that this has changed. We just came up, and on a proper bull run, we wouldn't have had any problem on this retrace breaking the 64,000. That's a bull run. This is a bull trap. Get used to that term, because at the end of this, you're going to be weeping and dreaming about the bull trap that wiped out everybody's portfolio. So that's just a quick update on Bitcoin. And then you see this. We've got resistance, supports, resistance. XRP's in the symmetrical triangle. It's running out of room, and now it's starting to roll over. So be very, very careful.